Hello everyone, it's Jackson here from Premier Group here with Lee. Today's instructional video is to show you how to install our P75 epoxy paving joint compound. It's a resin based compound. It's a 2-part mixture with one active ingredient mixed in with the sand and the other in a plastic bottle. Now this doesn't begin to set until the two components are mixed together. Come back to more of that later to show you how to mix that. Now today we're going to be doing this on some Premier Group True Stone Arthur's Pass, which is a natural sandstone product here in a project pack with 4 different sizes. Really beautiful random laid flagstones with a circle kit incorporated here at the end. Lovely product. Right, now the tools we are going to need for today's video include this little thing here. Sorry, it's a bit dirty. This is what we call a squeegee. It's basically just a rubber scraping blade to work the bulk of the material in. Selection of brooms, both stiff bristled and soft bristled for finishing off. We will show you how that all works later. We've got enough compound here to get us through this. There is a guide on the back of each bucket to show you how many square metres your 25 kilo bucket of grout is going to last based on depth of your joint and width of your joint and what size your flagstones are. So we've covered the brooms, the squeegees, the grout we've got. You're going to need a garden hose, and here's the only other piece of equipment you should need is a drill and pedal. Now it is recommended for large projects that you either hire or purchase one of the twin pedal mixers, but we've used these single pedal versions just in these drills for all the projects we've done, and it works fine as well. One other small tool, just a trowel for any of the tricky bits like this around doorways, just to work the grout in there nice and tidily and make your life a bit easier. Now Lee is just going to show the process of mixing the resin in with the sand and adding water as well. So we empty the bottle of resin into the bucket, make sure it all goes in there. Now the second part of this process is we use this here again, the same resin bottle, to fill it twice with water and also empty that into the grout mixture. These instructions are labelled clearly on the back of the bucket. Your grout is now ready to mix. And there we are, 1 to 2 minutes intense mixing should do the trick, making sure that there are no dry spots or resin clumps left in there before you use it. Now we're just going to go back one step, because before we use this grout we have to make sure we soak this whole patio thoroughly, and it's a really important step to make sure that you keep the patio wet, the pavers wet, as you are applying this grout. So we don't want to add any more moisture to this grout as we apply it to make it more workable. We want to make sure the patio is well wet before we put it down. They'll make the grout nice and workable, easy to sweep in. So beginning in the circle kit, Lee's now going to tip this out onto the patio, distributing it in a few lumps around the patio so you don't have to work all of it from one edge of the patio to the next. Using the rubber squeegee, Lee is going to work the bulk of the material into the joints. Yep, so if you don't have one of these available, it's okay to use a stiff bristle broom to shift the bulk of the material. This just is time saving doing it this way. Now obviously it's a little different, this being a circle kit. On a traditional patio, the general rule of thumb is with just square format slabs, is to work it in on a 45 degree to all your joints. This being a circle kit leaves just basically spreading it out and going by eye, making sure each of the joints is topped up to nearly flush with the top of the paver.
When all the joints have been filled to satisfaction, it is time to use a stiff bristle broom to remove the bulk of the excess material. Take care not to be too aggressive when sweeping so as not to remove grout from the joints. When the surface has become slightly tacky underfoot, it's time to remove all the excess material still on the surface of the pavers. Use a soft broom to sweep the pavers thoroughly and sweep off all excess material until the surface of the paved area is completely clean.